All right, back on D Shap in the morning for this Thursday. We have a returning guest, and from the Adult Correctional Institution in Rhode Island, the ACI and Maximum Security. We have Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Good, good. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, everybody out there. Good morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Eric. How you
I
doing?
was already set. So you're on for this Thursday. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to have you. So this is the second day of having you on the show. What do you want to talk about on this second day that I have you on the show?
Well, I wanted to, today I wanted to discuss, what I was telling you yesterday. Just pick up a little of some of the things that I was telling you yesterday, and
Sure.
some of the vision and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm sticking my neck out there to, you know, about the retaliatory efforts the retaliation that I'm on the back end of over here at the DOC
Sure.
for the that I'm pushing, for the criticism of them not rehabilitating us. But my vision is to make sure the reason why I created the Prisoners Family Union is to make sure that the families come out there, the families out there, our families out there, have a say in our rehabilitation process to make sure that it's fully carried out. Also, in the criminal justice system, it gives them a voice also to say, to say how their family members make sure that they're not getting railroaded, receiving, excessive mandatory sentences and things of, make sure that their attorneys are giving them effective assistant representation, and they're being treated fair all throughout the process. I think a lot of times that the family members, don't have a say in in the process, of their loved ones when they enter into the system.
Right.
And a lot of guys get bum deals. That you got innocent people, that are running around here. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody heard the saying, "Oh, I didn't do it. I'm innocent." But believe it or not, there's a lot of guys that are actually innocent. Like I was saying, for example, there's this guy, my friend here. His name is Norberto Andre. We call him Roller Coaster. He's been here 40 years claiming his innocence.
Wow.
And he's got 40 years claiming his innocence. Just last week, the week before, they came down that the DNA evidence didn't match. And he's been saying this for 40 years, and nobody really never paid him any attention. They thought he was crazy because, he did years in isolation and high security and super maximum.
Right.
And he kind of had, that stuff deteriorates your mind mentally. He's still a sharp guy, but you can see that it had an effect on him. So, when he come up and tell guys he's innocent, people laugh at him. They tell him, "I'll get out of here." And he was ignored for a long time in the Rhode Island criminal justice system.
Sure.
So, it just came down last week that all the DNA evidence didn't match. And they just took 40 years of this man's life.
No. I have a one of my friends' boyfriends. I'm not going to mention his name, but she doesn't have a children right now because he got wrongly accused from somebody, and I believe he's been saying his innocence. I believe him, but in the same token, I can't have my kids around him until he gets cleared. I can have it around me. Me with him, but not my kids around alone.
Absolutely.
And I believe his innocence. And it was funny because I met a lawyer one time in Providence who represented some people that's in the ACI. I was almost going to interview this is back when I started my radio show back in the day, and I just maybe some other things came aboard, but he represented some a lot big time criminals in the news, and if I mention his name, I don't want to mention his name, but if I'll mention his name off the air sometime. But I ran into him. I said, "Why do you represent the bad people?" Because he says even the bad people sometimes what do you call it, like again like they're innocent sometimes, and they had to get good representation too, so he made his career, and he's one of the high profile lawyers in Rhode Island. If I mention his name,
I probably know. Most likely, I know who he is personally.
Yes,
because I happen to know a lot of these attorneys. Another thing that I wanted to also bring up is this criminal justice system here in Rhode Island needs a spotlight shine on them very, they need a microscope from the feds to intervene and shine a spotlight. I was just talking about that prosecutor yesterday, Attorney General James Baum,
Yep.
Assistant Attorney General James Baum, that was the prosecutor in my case, and he fabricated evidence in my case to make it look like I'm guilty of the crime. He did it to me and my brother who got jammed up in his case with me, his first offense ever. You know what I mean? So it's like there was a lot of stuff that he did, and there's a lot of things that he did that, Rhode Island needs to, I think the Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Nerona at this time needs to do a mea culpa, and what they need to do is they need to open up a conviction integrity unit here in the state of Rhode Island, and I've been, speaking about that for a while now and trying to see if that's something that we could try to get him to, to make some concessions on, because, we need a conviction integrity. We have a prosecutor that was allowing guys to have sex with their wives in the Superior Courthouse.
Really?
That's the story that just broke this Sunday. This Attorney General Jim Baum, he allowed a guy. They all got arrested. The guy turned state on his co-defendant, and when he went to do a free talk, that's what they call when they bring you to the court and you're willing to cooperate. It's a free talk. They have an office in the Superior Courthouse. They bring him in there, and he was allowed to be in there for 25 minutes and have sex with his wife. You know what I mean? So at that point, anybody will say anything. You know what I mean? Like, they will say anything you want them to say if you're giving them, if the inducements is money, sex, and freedom. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't fabricate something if you're giving all of that. So what else would you do? If he's known for fabricating evidence, if he's known for allowing co-defendants that turn state's evidence to have sex with their wives, what else would these people not manufacture? You know what I mean? And
right.
This is the type of corruption that we have here in Rhode Island.
Well, Rhode Island's one of the most corrupt states in the. It's been known even since I was a kid. I got taught that Rhode Island's one of the most corrupt states in the United States.
Yeah, it is. It very is. I mean, this is why we need to. I want to. We're putting together right now a rally within the next week or two. I would like you to come down and document it. We're doing a rally, a big rally. We're gonna bring all the family members are getting together downtown Providence in front of the Superior Courthouse and in front of the Attorney General's office to shine a light on this situation. This guy, then when they put in the paper, they said, well, what disciplinary action is going to come out of this? The Attorney General's office says this is a personal matter. Disciplinary actions are personal matters. No, this is a public office. This is not a private corporation. Even private corporations divulge what punishments that their employees do, especially if they lose trust in the public. You know what I mean? They lose the public's trust.
Right.
The Attorney General's office is the people's office. It's not Norona's personal office, or we're going to keep this eternal and we'll punish him and nobody's going to know. No, the people need to know what actions is going to be taken and what's going to happen with all the cases that he worked on. That there is evidence that he fabricated evidence. There is evidence of prosecutorial misconduct and wrongdoing. We need to know what's going on, what's going to happen to this guy, what is going to be the outcome for his actions.
Sure.
And right now, none of the news stations, Channel 6, 10, and 12, are not discussing any of this stuff. It's like it's being swept underneath the rug. You have all these investigative reporters here in Rhode Island, and they don't. They go after the low-hanging fruit, like the mayor of North Providence using the vehicles for his workers, his city workers to mow his lawn. Like, that's the stuff they go after. When you have all the corruption going on here in the state, they turn a blind eye to it.
And another reason, I think, too, because they're corporate, and a lot of these stations, they used to be wholesome. Okay, even other radio stations out there. I'll tell you. I mean, we're on a big platform, iHeartRadio, or we're on Spotify, but it takes the little people like me and DJ Franchise or other independent radio people to bring to the shine light, because the podcasters like me don't broadcast like the bigger stations do, and I'm telling you, we're the biggest stations now. I think because the biggest stations are more corrupt too. It's all red tape on these news stations, and because I'll tell you, I have friends of mine that were homeless back in the around the holiday season. I was one of the only few other there was a few other stations that broadcasted it, but they didn't highlight it like I did, because podcasters like me, we have more free time to broadcast this stuff, So that's why I can shine you more than other stations do, because they're so red taped. Red tape.
Quick thing, Derek.
Sure.
So we're on our way in.
Yep.
I would like to come back later on. Would I be able to come back later on and finish up with you?
Well, we can bring you on tomorrow morning on Friday's show, okay?
All right, then we will do that tomorrow morning. I want to pick off where we left off, because that is very interesting. I want to hear about this homeless thing, because that's something that's close and dear to my heart as well.
Sure.
So
well, everybody got like hotels and stuff like that and other places,
yeah.
but like the governor wasn't doing his job right away, and I was broadcasting that. And
they were more upset. They were more upset of the people camping outside of the state house than they were upset of those that was living out
Thank
there.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a call back tomorrow. I thank you for having me on the show, and have a good day. Thank you everybody out there for hearing me out and listening to me. Follow the Prisoners Family Union, and I will give you a call back tomorrow so we can pick off where we left off.
Thank you. D Shap in the morning, Thursday. Thank you, Eric.
The caller has hung up.
All right. D Shap in the morning. More to come on this fine, busy, thirsty Thursday.